Okay. Good morning, darling. Let me grab something. How was your weekend? Happy Monday. I'm going to be right back. I need to grab something to drink because my mouth is really, really dry. Good morning, Denise. I'll be right back. Hold just for one moment. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Good morning. Good morning, Cindy. How was everyone doing? Summer break for your boys? Your weekend was awesome. That's great. That is so great. I'm gonna prop up my laptop. I have you at my little standing table, but it's still not tall enough. Oh, man, my morning face. Oof. Took a drive down the back roads and took pictures of a monastery. Wow, that's really nice. That's really nice. Well, happy Monday. I'm glad you all had a good weekend. We're going to get started. Mine was good. It was busy. My husband had to leave for a trip yesterday, so I spent the second half of the day. I did a little bit of thrifting yesterday afternoon. Did some just stuff around the house, that kind of thing. It was a busy weekend, and then it kind of slowed down a little bit, which is really nice because I needed it. That would be really cool, wouldn't it be? Sorry, I was reading Darlene's comment. That would be really, really cool. Okay. We are reading Psalm 50 out of this volume for anybody who might be new. Psalms of the Bible. This is published by Holman. It has all the Psalms of the Bible in both the Christian Standard and the King James. We are on Psalm number 50. And it is titled God is Judge. It's a psalm of Asaph. And it says, the mighty one, God, the Lord God. Excuse me, I didn't read that right. Already, off to a great start. Let me try that again. The mighty one, God, the Lord, speaks. He summons the earth from the rising of the sun to its setting. From Zion, the perfection of beauty, God appears in radiance. Our God is coming. He will not be silent. Devouring fire precedes him, and a storm rages around him. On high, he summons heaven and earth in order to judge his people. Gather my faithful ones to me, those who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. The heavens proclaim his righteousness, for God is the judge. Selah. Listen, my people, and I will speak. I will testify against you, Israel. I am God, your God. I do not rebuke you for your sacrifices or for your burnt offerings, which are continually before me. I will not make a bull from your household. I will not take a bull from your household or male goats from your pens, for every animal of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird of the mountains, and the creatures of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world and everything in it is mine. Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Sacrifice a thank offering to God and pay your vows to the Most High. Call on me in a day of trouble. I will rescue you and you will honor me. But God says to the wicked, what right do you have to recite my statutes and to take my covenant on your lips? You hate instruction and fling my words behind you. When you see a thief, you make friends with him, and you associate with adulterers. You unleash your blah, 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 sorry. My brain is still waking up, you guys. When you see a thief, you make friends with him, and you associate with adulterers. I read that. Verse 19, you unleash your mouth for evil and harness your tongue for deceit. You sit maligning your brother, slandering your mother's son. You have done these things and I have kept silent. You thought I was just like you, but I will rebuke you and lay out the case before you. Understand this, you who forget God, or I will tear you apart and there will be no one to rescue you. Whoever sacrifices a thank offering honors me, and whoever orders his conduct, I will show him the salvation of God. I will show him the salvation of God. Whew, I tripped over that several times. Good grief. My morning brain and my morning speech hasn't quite connected yet. Anyway, that was Psalm 50 about God as judge. You know, it's really interesting that the Bible talks a lot about God as judge, and not to go into all of that because that's going to be like a whole conversation, but God being judge sounds really scary and like, woof. But as people of God, as you know, when you're a Jesus follower, the judgment of God is a welcome thing, because it just means that God is putting things to right, that he is rightly determining, or making determinations based on the actions of people. So if you have loved unrighteousness, if you have, misused and abused other people and so on and so forth, God gets to determine then what happens. And when you have loved and when you have obeyed and when you have added beauty to the world and all of the things that God has created humans to do, then God determines, hey, you've done well, good and faithful servant. Okay, what Bible? Okay, this is the Psalms of the Bible volume by Holman. If you want to check it out, there is a link. I forgot to put the link. There's a link on my page that has all of the stuff that we use for the Monday morning show. Let me grab that really quick. It's Alyssa Nalani. Yeah, I can spell. Nalani.com. Okay. The favorites. Here we go. All right, there it is. You're very welcome. We're going to pin that at the top. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Lori. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's talk about priorities. I have got my planner. I'm going to review last week. Let's see how we did. I know for a fact I had a pretty full week as far as like tasks that I had to do. And I did not get my top 3 done. So on my, let's see, what do I want to show? I get really I don't show everything like on my planner pages. Okay, I'm kind of private, but anyway, at the top of my week section, I have my top 3, and then I put my challenge and then my to-do list over here. My to-do list is over here. And last week's to-do list was pretty full, and I got a lot of it done. Oh, there's something else that happened yesterday. Okay, and it got paid. Okay, cool. Something had to be prepaid, and we got it done. My husband took care of that yesterday. last night when the email came through. Okay, so that's that. Yes, we're done with that. And I think he has to make another payment to take care of that. Okay, so this morning I am going to be writing my top 3 for this week. Let me turn my phone off so it's not dinging and making noise. Okay. So my top 3 for this week. I didn't get everything done last week. However, I got a lot of things done. So just a reminder, if you ever feel like, oh, if I didn't get my priorities done, that's okay, because if something else took precedent or if something else was more important or whatever, then that's all right. Oh, shoot, I didn't do that. Okay, we need to get that done. You send some money. That I owe, and I have a bill to pay. Okay. Okay. In looking for something beautiful during the week, what did I find? Thank you so much for asking, Janet. That is a good question. What did I find? My husband got me flowers last week. I didn't have to look for that, though. He gave that to me. But that is something. And then I should have written this down. There was something else. Oh, man. I should have written it down, too. So last week's challenge, for those of you who don't know, was to look for something beautiful during the week. And I remember thinking about it, and I forgot to write it down. It'll come to me. It will come to me. Does anybody else? You found something wonderful last Monday night and every night since. Please tell us. What did you find that was beautiful? Please tell us. I'm actually looking over my I'm looking over my week last week to see if it triggers anything. Lightning bugs. That's awesome. That is so awesome. You know, I'm working on a project for the summer for you all. It's done, but there are a few pieces around it that are not done, and I need to wait for those things. But it's for the summer, and it involves lightning bugs, and I'm really excited. I'm glad you said that. How about this? I wasn't looking for it, but last week, my brother, my husband, and I had to apply for, put in our application for our passports, which we got done on Monday. And we did discover a really great Italian spot in the city that we tried for the first time. It was like focaccia and like flatbread. So like focaccia with stuff on top of it, and then focaccia like sandwiches. So good. And they had like real Italian olive oil. And one of the guys who worked there was from Italy, like accent and everything. It was so good. I hope they do really well because it was very, very good. Good morning. This is the first time you've ever joined live. Hello, hello. Easy, your grandbaby's laugh. Oh, she's starting to laugh. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Awesome. You guys, this is great. So continue to look for beautiful things. Continue to look for beautiful things or notice beautiful things. There was something from last week besides what I just said, and I can't remember what it was. And that's going to bother me. Okay, hopefully it'll come to me. All right, this week's top three. I have a lot of work to do this week to finish up something I've been working on for a long time. Okay, we are going to, let's see. I'm going to combine a couple of things into one. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. our church, I go to a small church, and we have a garden in the back. We've got some property that has been cleared for a garden, and people can like buy plots to grow their own stuff. And when we were driving up to church this last time, they had planted sunflowers, and there were they started to grow, and they're gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. And sunflowers are such a pretty flower. So I noticed those. And then I just remember thinking how beautiful they are. And then around my house, like around the just like the shopping area and stuff, along the side of the road, I can't remember exactly. I can see it, but I don't remember where exactly because I did some driving this weekend. But I saw more sunflowers on the side of the road, and they're just tall and beautiful and so happy and sunny. Anyway, I knew there was something else. Sunflowers. Okay, when we were driving around the monastery, the beauty and the simplicity of their life made your heart happy. They have their own vineyard, cows, sheep, and garden. Ooh, nice. Self-sustaining. That's awesome. You celebrated your rebirth day and plan to create your first creative Bible journaling entry in the creative journaling Bible you have. Oh, that's awesome. Happy rebirth day. Happy rebirth day. That's awesome. Okay. This week's top 3. Sorry, back to top 3. I'm going to combine 2 things into one. Let's see. I have a phase 1 of a project I'm working on that needs to be done. And I have some writing I got to finish. And then I need to, okay, so my husband's out of town for a week. And one thing that I've told myself, this might sound weird. It either is going to sound like it's not a big deal. One of the things I told myself is that I want to dine alone this week. I've never intentionally like gone to a restaurant and eaten by myself. When I was working like office work, I'm pretty sure I've just gone and gotten lunch by myself. I often would eat with other people, but I'm pretty sure I've gone and eaten lunch by myself. In fact, I have. I can see it now. But I've never intentionally, like for dinner, just gone and had dinner by myself. And I want to do that. So I'm going to like bring a book and go somewhere. I was telling my husband that. I was like, since you're going to be gone. And he was like, you should. He was totally in support of that. So I'm thinking of taking myself out to dinner this week with a book. The question is, do I put that as a priority? I don't know. Okay. So let's see. The other thing I'm going to do when my husband's gone is I'm going to declutter. There's some stuff in our bedroom that needs to be decluttered. I've been saying this for weeks. It's even been on my list forever, and I keep putting it off. Okay, so that's work, home. Oh, I should do work, home, and personal. That's balance. I should do a work one, a personal one, and a home one. What would it be? Okay, the personal one, I want to work out 3 times this week. And when I say workout, I don't mean 3 times, 4 times. I don't mean just walking on my walking pad, which I do want to do. Let's do 4 times. I mean like a workout. Y'all, I got myself an old-fashioned workout DVD from the 90s. Pretty sure it's the 90s. It looks very much like the 90s. Could be the 80s. I actually don't know. Anyway, it used to be on VHS when I was a kid. My mom had it. I found it on TV. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to feel really dumb doing it, but that's okay. And I hate feeling like an idiot. You know when you do something for the first time and you just feel dumb? Okay. This week, Cindy, you are organizing 60 pieces of content. Awesome. Putting together a proposal for a potential client. Great. Oh, is this the one we talked about? I'm excited to hear about that. And brainstorm your next book. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. If anybody else knows what they need to accomplish this week, feel free to drop it in the. It is. Okay, awesome. Feel free to drop it in the chat. And this is just for a little bit of accountability, motivation, you know? A lunch date with Jesus on your calendar. That is fantastic. That is going to be breakfast for me. That's going to be breakfast for me. Because if I don't do it in the top half of the day, then it'll just get lost. Get out of bed, show up, and try. I love that. I love that. That is fantastic. You might need to rearrange some things if you are sent a new ghostwriting project. That is fine. Oh, again, I had sort of mentioned this before. If you don't get your priorities done, that doesn't mean that you have failed or anything. It just means it often might mean that something else came up, something else took precedence, right? So Laura, you're disabled. Waking up, getting out of bed, showing up, and trying, those are incredibly important things. Disabled or not, but we are cheering you on. Okay. Finally finishing setting your goals up in using Cultivate What Matters. Are you using Power Sheets? I just got my Power Sheets done last week at some point. I was late to the game, and I made it really simple. I've got I don't even think I filled in all of the spaces, and usually I'm like, let me just fill in all my spaces. I don't think I did. They're over there somewhere on my kitchen table. I'm marking stuff off as I go. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Good morning, Shannon. I didn't even use my Power Sheets last month. I didn't touch it. There are just some months where you're just, what you like. You don't necessarily need it. And I was pulling really, really long, crazy hours, and that's all I was focusing on. And I got stuff done, and I didn't need my Power Sheets. So sometimes it just happens. Okay, so I have a work goal, a house goal, and I have a personal goal. I don't always do that. But this week we're gonna shoot for that. Okay, if I can get those things done, I'll be so happy. Your husband and you and your husband are reading Bible, then recapping it. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with this. Your husband drags his feet trying to recap. Oh, he drags his feet. Okay. Trying to recap John 13 and you're sitting on gold. Everybody works through the Bible at their own pace. My husband and I don't work through the Bible in the same way. We approach our quiet time, devotional time, whatever you want to call it, differently. And that used to bother me. But then I was like, first of all, he's an adult who can do whatever he wants. Just because I do it this way doesn't mean that he has to do it in the same way. And yet we have really, really great conversations, and we'll talk about what we're learning and what we think about things and all of that kind of stuff. So yes, is it great when couples can do things together and sort of in the same way? Is that great? Yes, it absolutely is. There's so much value with that. But is it required? No. And I've had to learn to be okay with that. So anyway, it is okay. And things come in seasons. He's very shy. Yeah, my husband, he's not shy, but he's not. We've talked about him being on the channel, and we've talked about doing some things, and there probably will be a season where we do, but I'm definitely more the camera person than he is, naturally. Okay. We're going to do, I forgot to do an icebreaker question. So I'm about to pull one now. My goodness. I'm just tripping over words. Ooh, I don't like this question. Okay, so this is a stack conversation icebreaker cards that we use here. And it has different categories. This is a would you rather, which I usually do not like. But we're going to try it. You're rebranding your private practice. Nice. And your brand coach has given you tasks to do. That's fun. I hope it's fun. I hope it's fun. Rebranding takes a ton of work. A ton of work. Oh, man. Let's see. All right, would you rather? You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Would you rather give up your smartphone or your computer? This one's a hard one for me. Would you rather give up your smartphone or your computer? This is why I don't like would you rather questions. Okay, let me work through this. My computer can do everything my smartphone does. It's just not portable. My computer can do everything my smartphone. Yeah, it can do everything my smartphone does. It can do everything my smartphone. Okay, let me rephrase that. It can't do everything my smartphone does, but it can do everything that's necessary. Therefore, I'd rather give up my smartphone than my laptop. I could survive. Yeah. So, yep, that actually was not as hard as I thought it would be. How about you all? Smartphone or computer? Cindy K says smartphone. You can give it up. Your laptop is collecting dust. You can do all your videos on your phone. Fair enough. Oh, that's right. I can't film. Darn. That's the one thing. All right, then I'd have to get a camera, like a regular camera. Yeah, it would be productive for me as well. Once my shock wore off. Absolutely. Because it would shock my system. Okay. It would definitely shock my system. And I think it needs to be a little shocked. Okay. I do not have a camera for filming. That's the part that I would need to figure out. I have filmed with my camera. I have filmed with my phone since I started my YouTube channel. I actually started filming on my iPad. And then my smartphones have now had better cameras. So over the years, because my iPad is ancient. Okay. You can give up your smartphone too, Darlene? Yeah. You need a new computer, so you would keep your smartphone. Okay. I think it's just which tool does the most or the best work. Yes, smartphones are really good for filming or videoing. Absolutely. My brother, who is a YouTuber, and way more sophisticated YouTuber than I am, like that's his full-time job. He has always told me, he's like, you don't need a camera yet. Just use your iPhone for filming for now. He says, because the cameras are really good. And I'm like, okay, if you think I'm okay, because I can't afford a really nice camera yet. So we'll keep going. Okay, let's talk books. I don't know. I've been thinking about this. We've gotten to a point in the Monday morning show where I'm not sure how the colors are going to work out because I've separated my library and it's getting harder to pick books because some of them are over there and it's I've thrown this off. Okay, so for those of you who might not know, I ask you guys for colors. I'm going to ask you guys, I need 3 colors. And I'm going to do my best to use those 3 colors to pick some book recommendations. Also, these are soft recommendations because I haven't read all the books on my shelves. These shelves are those shelves that you cannot see. So I give what I call soft recommendations. They're on my shelves because I'm interested, but if I have not read it, that means I don't know all the content. Therefore, I cannot give a full, I can't sign off on it fully. So take it with a grain of salt. Teal and pink. Thank you, Tiffany. Gold, white, and light green. Okay, Janet, you're being very specific here. Let's see what I can do. Light green. Maybe. Gold, white. I can definitely pull I have a lot of white spine books. Teal. You know what? I actually have some teal. Maybe we'll do teal over there. Light green, pink. Pink. You all, I'm so sorry. You all are like subject to my hair that has not been fully done. I tied it up, but it's not. It's a bit of a mess. I need to wash it today. Okay. So I can do white. White would be very easy to do. So I'm going to kind of go down here. Okay. Let's see. In white. Oh, we've done that before. Ba. Maybe. And okay. I got a white one. Got 2 white one. You like teal and pink? Let's see what else we got. Teal. Let's see. I don't know. This one might be a little too niche. This might be a little too niche, but we'll pull it. This one's teal. We'll see. Pink. Have we talked about Welcome Home by Michael and Smith? Let me know. I'm not sure if we have. Okay, that's pink. I'm going to move us over here to fiction. It's kind of a mess over here. Okay, we can do that. Okay. All right, what have we got? Gold. I did teal, right? Okay. Gold. Oh, and light green. Let's see if we can do light green for Janet. Don't have any light green. What is with that? It's dark green, teal. I do, but I think we've done that one already. Yeah, we've done that one already. That's gold. Sort of. Okay. I have one that's got gold in it, but I don't think I can recommend that one. I've read it and well, let's just try this. This is going to be kind of a weird mixture. Oh, Oh, something from the Penguin stack. You asked about the Penguin stack last time. You did indeed. You did indeed. I've probably, okay, we've done that one before. Okay. Let's see. I've pulled some from the Penguin stack. Why are we picking books by color? That's a great question. Because originally, all of my books were together in one place, in my office. I've had to redo my office space, so now my books are in 2 different rooms, and it's really messing with me. Because the way that our house is laid out, we just needed to split them up. Anyway, and all of my books are organized by color. So I wanted to do something fun where I gave some book recommendations because I have a ton of books. And so I just decided on the Monday morning show for people to give me some colors, and I would choose books according to color because that's how I organize my shelves. So my shelves, so this is actually a good example. So my bookcases are organized by genre, type. It's a very loose system. So this is all nonfiction. This is non-religious nonfiction, just general nonfiction. This is all spiritual growth nonfiction. So religious nonfiction. And then I have another set over here that's got some more like devotionals and whatnot. And then where I just was over there, that's all fiction. And then in my office, I have commentary, Bible commentary, some Bible, I have Bible studies. I got Bible studies here too, but commentary, church history, that kind of stuff, books about the Bible, and then business and writing. That's all in my office. So that's why we pick according to color. Just something I started a while ago. Okay, so let's do the white spines first. Have we talked about, I don't think we've talked about this because I just got it on clearance the other day. This is Annie F. Downs' Chase the Fun. This is the, I don't know, sequel, the companion to That Sounds Fun. So this is 100 Days to Discover Fun Right Where You Are. And this is a really fun little book. You could go in order, like you can just like go by the days, or you can just pick and choose stuff. And this would be fun just to have around for the summer. So it makes sense if you have read her book, That Sounds Fun. I feel like we've talked about this. That's why I didn't pull it. But if you have not read this, this would be a really great summer read. That Sounds Fun. The Joy of Being an Amateur, The Power of Falling in Love, and Why You Need a Hobby. Anyway, this was a delight. The audio is really nice. She reads this book in the audio version. It's lots of fun. That's how I read it the first time. I read it back in 2020, I believe. That's when it came out. And so this is the companion one to this. And she talks about being an amateur, power of falling in love, and why you need a hobby. So she talks about why did I quit having fun? How do I prioritize fun? Trying something again, be an amateur at saying yes, be an amateur at creating. Why do we hold back? Fall in love with being outside. Fall in love with wisdom. Fall in love with cheering for others. Fall in love with your city. Hobbies help you learn. Hobbies help you heal. Hobbies help you grow. Hobbies help create something new, or hobbies create something new. So just lots of really great insight, a lot of really great insight into fun and why we need it as adults. You foresee a half-price books run. That's where a lot of my books come from, half-price books in their clearance section. Every once in a while I'll go and I'll just, browse their clearance section. And I have a few half-price books sort of within my surrounding areas. I have to drive a little bit. And so there have been times where I've just hit 2 or 3 in a day just to go to their clearance. I also have a Mardell right by me. like literally right by me. And I will often go to their clearance section. I got this on clearance for like, I don't know, either $1 or $3. So that's really lovely. Okay, we'll just do that one. I need to reserve. Okay, so for Teal, am I on Goodreads or a similar platform? I am on Goodreads. However, I haven't used Goodreads in a long time regularly. What I have been using lately is, what's it called? Storygraph. Storygraph. It looks like this. It's this white one here. Storygraph. I'm on there. I think you can find me. I think. Your husband proposed to you in a library. Oh, so he knows not to even raise an eyebrow at your book purchases. And you leave him alone for his sneakers. Listen, my husband too. He dated me whilst me having a lot of books. And he used a book to propose to me. It wasn't in a library, but he got one of those like customizable. Do I have it? I don't know where it is. I think it's in my office. Or it's on our bedroom. But he used a book to propose. Where it was one of those like you get to customize like your story or whatever, and it's got like drawings, and at the end it said, "Will you marry me?" It was very sweet. So yeah, book proposals, book themed proposals, yes. And he does not bat an eye. He knows he can't. Number one, he knows that we had this deal like when we got married, when we were engaged, we like talked about it. We had this deal where as long as the bills were paid, then we can't, then we don't worry about what each other spends. We know, like we keep tabs on what's in the accounts, that kind of thing. If it's a large purchase, if it's above a certain amount, then we consult one another. But if it's just, he needs to buy something for the garage. My husband's a mechanic and he's got tools. He's got so many tools and gadgets and whatnot. So his thing is tools. My thing is books and craft supplies. Oh, and he 3D prints too. So we don't mess. What I'm saying is we don't mess with each other's hobbies. But we do have what do you call it? A rule that if it's over a certain amount, then that's when we have to come together and say, hey, I'd like to make this purchase. Can our budget this week handle it? What's it going to look like? What are we using to pay for it? Which account is it coming from? That kind of thing. So yeah. And that's just marriage, right? Understanding where the boundaries are and what is expected of each other, but giving each other freedom for fun. I think that's really important. Okay, so this book is very niche. Okay. It is a book on language. Okay. And I hope that I don't trigger any like English class trauma for those of you who are not into language, but I'm a book nerd, so this should not be surprising at all. Okay, so this is called Sister Burnett's Barking Dog. Okay, the quirky history and lost art of diagramming sentences. Okay, I have actually not read this. I don't remember where I picked this up. I was still single when I got this book because it has my maiden name in it. I write my who this belongs to in there. So I think I might have gotten it when I was in college. And it wasn't until I learned how to diagram sentences sometime in like, I don't know, 8th grade or something, or maybe it was my freshman year. I can't remember. And I fell in love with it because it was so helpful. I haven't diagrammed a sentence in over a decade. It's been way over a decade. But I remember loving doing it in school because it was the best part of English class. Okay, because it was was it not helpful? For those of you who enjoyed it or whatever, it was so helpful and it helped me figure stuff out. It was very, very helpful. Anyway, so in its heyday, sentence diagramming was wildly popular in grammar schools across the country. Kitty Burns Flory learned the method in the 6th grade from Sister Bernadette. It was a bit like art, a bit like mathematics. It was a picture of language. I was hooked. You still do it in your head when you write? Okay, it's helped me. Yes, me too. I need to like brush up on diagramming because it doesn't come as readily to my brain anymore. I've just lost the rhythm of it. But I did used to do it even after school. I used to do it for a while. Now, in Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog, an offbeat history that any language lover will adore, Flory explores the sentence diagramming phenomenon, including its humble roots at Brooklyn Polytechnic, its balloon diagramming predecessor, and what diagrams of famous writing. Bleh. Apparently, I can't read. Let me try that again. So sorry, you guys. It's a long sentence. Okay, this whole paragraph is one sentence. That's why I'm having a hard time. Yes, Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog. Okay, let me try this again. It's one whole sentence. Now, which science diagramming would help with. Now, in Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog, an offbeat history that any language lover will adore, Flory explores the sentence diagramming phenomenon, including its humble roots at Brooklyn Polytechnic, its balloon diagram predecessor, and what diagrams of famous writers' sentences reveal about them. Okay. Along the way, Flory offers up her own common sense approach to learning and using good grammar, and she answers some of literature's most pressing questions. Was Mark Twain or James Fenimore Cooper a better grammarian? Can knowing how to diagram a sentence make your life better? And what's Gertrude Stein got to do with any of it? So, Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog. 8th grade or 6th grade vibes. I didn't learn it until I think I was in 8th grade or my freshman year of college, university, of high school. I guess, well, I was homeschooled, and apparently my mom didn't choose that particular method when she was picking curriculum. Okay, the author's name is, I did not say, did I? Kitty Burns Flory. Kitty Burns Flory. I hope I'm saying that right. Let's see. You enjoyed sentence or diagramming sentences. I was better at it than I was in math. Same. So much better in English, particularly science sentence diagramming, than I was in math. 100%. Personality tests via sentence diagramming analysis. Oh my gosh, that would be so interesting. Anyway, yeah, see if you guys can pick up this book. Again, I don't remember where I got it. I know I probably bought it secondhand or something. But it even has graphics, you all. It has graphics of diagrammed sentences. Is this bringing back memories? And I hope not bad memories. I hope. Okay. Maybe I'll just read this summer. Let's see what the sections are. Here's what the title looks like. If that helps anybody. So the chapters are Enter the Dog, Times Change, General Rules, Poetry and Grammar, Yous Ain't Got No Class, and Diagramming Redux. This book was published in 2006. You've always, let's see, is listed on Goodreads. You shall find it. Yes, you might try, like thrift books might have it if Amazon doesn't. Yeah. It made your heart smile so big. I'm glad. Let's see, you've always been interested in writers of movies and shows more than the actors. That's interesting. I've often, like if I'm watching a show, especially if I really like a show, because I'm a rewatcher, if I like a show, I've thought about, man, like what was going on in the writer's room? When did this get put in? Was this original or did this get thrown in, as they were taping or as they were performing, whatever. And was this the writer or was this the actor? You know, if we're talking about like sitcoms and stuff. Anyway, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Okay, so I've done white, I've done teal. Let's do a penguin. I pulled a few penguin. So I feel like I've talked about this book already, but we'll just do it again. I read this a couple of summers ago. I think I read this back in 2023. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. It is a penguin spine. This was an interesting book. I never watched Hulu. I never watched the series, so I couldn't tell you anything about it, but it was an interesting book and I couldn't put it down. I don't remember all of the details. I don't remember all of the details, but here's what it says on the back. In Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads to the colors of the houses, to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Elena Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter Pearl and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Elena is determined to uncover the secrets of Mia's past, but her obsession will come at unexpected and devastating costs. Little Fires Everywhere explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. You loved the Hulu series. Okay. You dropped out of it twice. You want to take it again? Oh, wait. You dropped out of the course twice. Okay, I did see. Wait, hold on. What are we talking about? I'm so sorry. Okay. Lori said. Okay, I saw it and then my brain didn't calculate or clock all of it. Okay, have you ever, I'm going to do this. Sorry, guys, I'm going back. Sorry for the replayers. This is a little chaotic. Have you ever had a formal logic college course? Nope. I took ethics. I did not take a logic course. English and math? No. That's like a marriage where you like one of the spouses but not the other one. I do not like math. It's hard as heck. I can imagine. You did, Cindy? Oh my gosh. In your area, we're lucky if they teach grammar anymore. Oh, still can't understand if you don't teach it. How you read and interpret. Listen. I don't understand. I don't understand either. Okay, now back to Little Fires Everywhere. I'm caught up. Watched it. Some people, okay, it was good. Denise says it was good. You loved the Hulu series, Darlene. You dropped out of it twice. Just to prove that you can do it. Okay. It was okay. It's been a few years since you watched it. Okay. You enjoyed the series. You can't go wrong with Kerry Washington. Okay. So are Penguin books like Scholastic Book Club books? You know what? I don't think so. I mean, I know it's just a publisher, but I don't know. Does anybody know how this works? Like how Penguin work? I don't know. I have no idea. It was challenging, and you don't know that you completed it either. What are we talking about? What has been completed? Are we talking about the course? Or are we talking about? I think we're talking about the course. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so behind. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm just reading. It was for the course. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what we're talking about. Okay. You went through so much to sign in to tell you. Oh, Tia, I'm so glad. It is on Amazon. Janet says it's on Amazon. Awesome. Listen, this was not on my bingo card. This is such a niche book, but you guys, apparently you're my people. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So, Little Fires Everywhere. I can say that the book was, I have not watched the series. I just remember enjoying the book. I was reading it while my husband and I were on vacation. He was fishing, I was reading, and I remember finishing the book and going, wow, that was good. I just remember enjoying it. Couldn't tell you much, but yeah, that's all I can tell you. It was good. It was good. Okay, and let's see. I also have this little bitty copy of Mice and Men, which, can I tell you a secret? Okay, so here's what happened. Here's what had happened. For those of you who don't know, when I was in college, I tested out of like 80 something credits, if not more, at least 80 credits. I took the CLEP tests for a lot of my courses. I had to study my booty off for them. I was just like knocking them out back to back to back to back. And I took American Lit. I took the American Lit test. Okay, not the course. Yes, all of the Monday morning shows they live on the channel, and there's a playlist, and so you can absolutely take notes. Now, when it comes to the American Lit, did I test out of English Lit? I did not test out of English Lit. I tested out of American Lit. I did not have time, because I was on a time frame, to read every single book that was going to be potentially on the test. And so I watched a lot of movies. I watched Of Mice and Men. I did not read Of Mice and Men. So there's that. I just remember it was so sad. I just remember it being sad. But I did buy a copy later after college, and I do plan on reading it. I'll tell you what I did read, and I did not like, but I'm pretty sure it was an age thing. Do I still have it? I read East of Eden. I listened to it. I own a copy, I think. Please tell me I still own it. I do. I own East of Eden. Did not like it. I thought it was so boring. But sometimes I think that literature is wasted on the young because we're not old enough to appreciate it. I plan on reading it again because it's got like deep biblical themes. And it's actually when you look, I could talk about this book now that I'm like an adult, not really remembering a whole lot of it, but I do plan to go back and read. Why did I tell you all of that? I don't even know why I told you all of that. Anyway, I can appreciate Steinbeck now. Grapes of Wrath 2. I watched it, did not read it because I was just trying to pass the test. That was sad too. Steinbeck is not light summer reading. Steinbeck is, you want to hear some commentary on American culture? Here you go. Which was what American Lit was, obviously, right? He's one of your favorites? Okay, good to know. East of Eden has to marinate a bit. It does. And it's stuck with me, even though I can't remember a lot of the details. But now that I'm more mature, I'm like, wait a second. I need to go back and read that again. Because now I am interested. Now I'm interested. Which book? I talked about East of Eden by John Steinbeck, Of Mice and Men, also by John Steinbeck. 2 books that I know some things about, but have not actually sat down to read. Okay. You took English Lit twice because you loved it. Talk about being a bad steward of money. That's not necessarily being a bad steward of money. You know what you're doing? If you took a class for fun, you know what you just did? My friend, you chased the fun. That's what that is. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You stretched your brain. You stretched your brain a bit. Okay. Where are we? I've done a white spine. I've done a penguin. I've done a teal. Okay. Pink was also on here. We may have talked about this, but this is also a little niche. I never know which one I say. Niche. Welcome Home by Michael and Smith. Michael and Smith is Emily P. Freeman's sister. If you didn't know, if you know who Emily P. Freeman is, if you didn't know, these two are sisters. She is a writer of all things home and decorating, I guess. This is a cozy minimalist guide to decorating and hosting year-round. So she has a book called The Cozy Minimalist Home, which I have somewhere. Oh, it's right here. It's lovely. I haven't read it like all the way through, but I've like flipped through lots of it. It's lovely. She also has a really nice Instagram page. This is the cozy so this is more style, less stuff. And this is decorating and hosting all year round. So anyway, that's our pink spine. Oh, I didn't read about it. I'm sorry, you guys. Decorating for each season doesn't have to be overwhelming or expensive. It is possible to have a festive, stylish, and cozy home all year round without frustration, going overboard, or blowing your budget. Stylist and best-selling author Michael and Smith will help you create a home that's fresh, meaningful, beautiful, and, bonus, always ready to host. With engaging how-tos, inspiring photos, she guides you step by step through purposeful design, decisions to cultivate a space. Oh, let me try that again. She guides you step by step through purposeful design decisions to cultivate a space where loved ones gather, meaningful connections are celebrated, and lasting memories are made. So there's a bunch of tips that she will take you through, and the pictures are lovely. I like home books, like home design books, because they're just pretty. And I would love my home to be warm and inviting. And it's by season. So you can go to each season and get some tips and like method and mindset and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, there's that. All right. What did I miss? Hi, Budgeting Mama. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we are at the top of the hour. I'm going to do one more book. Did anybody ever watch the movie Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan back in the day? That is a favorite of mine. We watch it every so often. It's just fun, and it has nothing. I shouldn't say it has nothing. It is not like the book much at all, from what I remember. But this was gold. I was looking for gold. This is gold. This is the closest thing I have to gold. Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. It's actually not that big. It's a classic. This is the story of eccentric British adventurer Phileas Fogg, who, back in the Victorian age, when steamships and trains had just been invented, wagers that he can circle the globe in just 80 days. He is joined on his journey by his trustful companion, Passepartout. There's my French. I don't do French very well. And tracked by Detective Fix, who suspects Fogg is stealing a large amount of money. This book combines action, suspense, and comic relief to please readers of all ages. It is an inspirational read for anyone who refuses to be stopped by the word impossible. I shouldn't say it has nothing to do with the movie. I actually don't remember how much. Obviously, there's probably no kung fu fighting. I don't think that that's a thing in this book, if I can remember correctly. I listened to this on audio years ago. I think maybe like in high school, and I don't remember much of it. But anyway, there's a gold pick for y'all. Okay, so we had Chase the Fun by Annie F. Downs, which is the companion to That Sounds Fun, also by Annie F. Downs. Welcome Home by Michael and Smith. Little Fires Everywhere, which apparently I need to check out the series since I've read the book. Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog, which we all agree needs to be on our shelves, apparently. It's on my shelf. I need to actually read it. And also East of Eden and Of Mice and Men. That's quite a collection of books. Quite a collection of books. Okay, I think we hit all the things. We talked about, we need a challenge. We talked about our priorities. I wish you all well on your priorities. As a kid, you had a jewelry music box that played that song Around the World in 80 Days. There's a song? I know there's a song. Is this something I can look up, Alma? Can I look this song up? Will I find it? That is so cool. We did our priorities. We did our icebreaker question. We did our psalm for the morning. Book picks. Priorities. Okay. We've come to the end. Let's take a look and see what a challenge for the week ought to be. When you hear Around the World in 80 Days, it reminds you of the movie The Great Race with Natalie Wood. Is that the one? Rebind me. Is The Great Race the one with the air balloon, the hot air balloon? Do I have that right? I know the name Natalie Wood, but I can't picture her. Hymns playlist, you guys. I'm so sorry. I slacked off on that. I was starting it, and then I just got sidetracked. I will release it this month, along with some other stuff that I'm working on. So I haven't completely forgotten. It's fallen off, but I decided it's going to be part of another release. It has Jack Lemmon. Oh, just kidding. Nope. I'm thinking of something totally different. Jack Lemmon, Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood, was she in, oh mercy. She's in, is she in The Great Gatsby? Is that Natalie Wood? I cannot remember. Okay, anyway. Psalm 50, thank you. Okay. Y'all keep looking for beautiful things. Keep looking for beautiful things. I just am not finding anything I want this morning. Does anybody have a TBR for the summer? Do you have a book list for the summer? That is a challenge. If you want to, well, that'll be one challenge. That is actually on my list. I want to put together a TBR for my summer. I just finished a book a while ago, or last week. That's a while. It's a little while. I just finished The Favorites. I can't think of the name. I don't recommend, I have a hard time with this, okay? Everybody has their threshold when it comes to content in books. This one had some language in it, which depending on the book, I'll give a pass. A lot of times I will not give a pass. It depends on how it's used and the frequency. Not everybody's going to agree with me on that. I'll just leave that there. And that's fine. Everybody has their threshold. So I read it. It was good. It did have language. I'll just leave that there. So I try, when it comes to recommending books, I try to keep my picks as clean as possible. Obviously, with soft recs, I can't vouch for everything because I haven't read the book, but I just try to keep it as clean as possible in recommendations. Because I try to steward that as best as I can. Okay. Oh, I like this. Let's do this one. All right. Let's do this one. Okay. If you have not yet written a TBR for the summer, I encourage you to do so. This one is a recommendation to start a list of faith-based books you'd like to read. So something that's going to edify you spiritually. So you can do a faith-based TBR. It can be a mix of books, entertainment, faith-based, whatever you want. But pick some books that you'd like to read during the summer. And maybe Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog should be on there. Should we do like a summer school situation? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. That sounds fun for some reason. That sounds fun. Okay, sorry. Okay, we've done this one before. Name something small. We've done this one before. Oh, yes to summer school. Okay, so for those of you who know, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? For those of you who don't know, I am in the middle of rebranding Club 119. I've got almost all of the big pieces I'm doing it in phases, and I've got almost all the pieces for phase 1 complete, and I'm going to roll some stuff out this month. I have something complete that I'm really, really excited for. It's for summer. I'm going to do it every summer, Lord willing, as long as Club 119 lasts, that I actually could make a part of a summer school situation. Let me think about that. I'll have some updates. And we will consider Sister Bernadette's Barking Dog. Okay. All right, so here's the challenge. Name something small that feels decadent and luxurious and schedule time for it. It can be something like an Epsom salt bath, a face mask, 15 minutes of reading your favorite novel or your current novel in quiet on the porch. Something decadent, something small, decadent. Does not have to be expensive. You don't even have to spend money. Just think of it and put it on your schedule. Okay. And then contact your helpful assistant. I absolutely will. Cindy, I know you guys, for those of you who've been in Club 119 for a long time, I know I have an incredible amount of support. Part of me not reaching out is not because I don't have people to reach out to. It's because there are some things that are cooking, percolating. Okay, I've got some major things percolating, and they have to be done before I can then say, hey, come on board and help me out. So there are lots of things happening behind the scenes. Marinating, great word. Thank you, Janet. Okay, get your TBR. I'm still working on the hymns thing. Find something small and decadent. You're still waiting to be gifted the first journal I made. Okay. Hold on, Tia. I'm trying to remember the conversation. What did we talk about? The first journal. This is sounding familiar, but I don't remember the details. Send me a message. Okay. You guys have a fantastic Monday and a wonderful week. Thanks so much for hanging out. I am going to get a workout in. I'm going to put that DVD in the player, and I'm going to get a workout in, and I'm going to get it done. Okay, let's have prayer, and I will let you all go. And we're going to go and be productive. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Thanks for giving us this opportunity to just hang out on a Monday morning and get recalibrated, perhaps, have some laughs, talk about books and priorities, and just take a moment for chasing fun and getting refocused so that we can continue this week on a good foot. I thank you so much for every person who is on this call. For those who are watching the replay, I ask that you would please be with us as we tackle the responsibilities and the to-dos and the challenges that face us this week, the things that we know about and have prioritized, as well as all of the surprises that may come our way, both positive and even negative. Lord, you are working in all things, and we ask that you just help us to see where you're leading, see where we might need to learn something, see where we might need to just sit back and enjoy and take a load off. Please help us to stay in control of the things we can control, to prioritize well, to use discernment, to make good choices, and the rest we leave to you, Lord. You have given us things to handle and to navigate and to manage, and everything that is outside of our grasp, Lord, we just ask that you take care of it and that we would trust your decisions in those things. Please be with every family represented here. I ask that you would be with anyone who is struggling with anything significant in this season, Lord, be it health or finances or relationships, whatever it is, Father, we put these things in your hand and ask that your will would be done. And again, that we would be satisfied with your answers and that we would trust your guiding. Thank you so much for your love and your grace and your mercy. And we ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Around the World in 80 Days by Nat King Cole. What? Okay, definitely have to check this out. Have a wonderful Monday, everybody. I will talk to you all later. Okay, making sure I didn't miss anything else. Okay, bye.